Chandar PT from Kendriya Vidyalaya, Hisar Kent. Well, today I am going to tell you about legendary Indian hockey player Major Dhyan Chand. Dhyan Chand was born in Allahabad on August 29, 1905 in a Rajput family. He was the elder brother of another hockey player Roop Singh and the son of Sardar Singh and Shamsher Singh. Dhyan Chand's father was enlisted in the British Indian Army and he played hockey for the army. Dhyan Chand had two brothers, Mool Singh and Roop Singh. Because of his father's numerous army transfers, the family had to move to different cities and as such Chand had to terminate his education after only 6 years of schooling. The family finally settled in Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh, India. On 29th August 1922, his 17th birthday, Chand enlisted in the first Brahmins of the British Indian Army as a Sipahi. A recognition of the army that year resulted in the first Brahmins becoming the first Punjab regiment. Between 1922 and 1926, Chand exclusively played army hockey tournaments and regimental games. Chand was ultimately selected for the Indian Army team, which was to tour New Zealand. The team won 18 matches, drew 2 and lost only 1, receiving praise from all spectators following this in the 2 test matches against the New Zealand squad. The team won the first and narrowly lost the second. Returning to India, Chand was promoted to Lance Nayak in 1927. After successfully lobbying for the reintroducing field hockey in the Olympics, the newly formed Indian Hockey Federation made preparation to send its best possible team for the 1928 Amsterdam Olympics. In 1925, an inter-provincial tournament was held to select the team members. 5 teams participated in the inaugural nationals. United Provinces, UP, Punjab, Bengal, Rajputana and Central Provinces. Chand got permission from the army to play for the United Provinces team. In this first game in the tournament, Dhyan Chand as the centre forward and Martins there inside right performed very well together. Chand attracted much attention by his clever stick work. His penetrating runs and judicious passes seemed to assure for him a position in the team that is to take part in the Olympic Games. Early in the game, it became evident that Chand was at his best. In combination with Martins, he took the ball away to the right and Martins did well to give him a good pass. Quick as a lightning, Dhyan Chand shot a goal. The ball struck one of the defenders' stick and went into the net, giving goalkeeper Cooley no chance. A goal within 3 minutes of the start was more than what the most optimistic of the UP supporters could expect. At the interval, UP led by 3 goals to 0. On their part, Rajputana put every one of their efforts to score. The UP goal had more than one narrow escape, but were the winners of a fine exhibition match 3-0. With a quiet send-off, the team left for England on March 10 to play 11 matches against local sides as well in the London Folkestone Festival in 1927. Winning all, it was also said that Great Britain did not send a team in 1928 to the Amsterdam Olympics after their national team was defeated by the Indian team at Folkestone. Finally, on 24th April, the team arrived in Amsterdam to embark on a tour of the Low Countries in all the pre-Olympics matches against local Dutch, German and Belgian team. The Indian team won the large margins. In the 1928 Amsterdam Summer Olympics, the Indian team was put in the division A table with Austria, Belgium, Denmark, and Switzerland. On 17th May, the Indian national hockey team made its Olympic debut against Austria, winning 6-0, with Chand scoring 3 goals. The next day, India defeated Belgium 9-0. However, Chand only scored one. On 20th May, Denmark lost to India 5-0, with Chand netting 3. 2 days later, he scored 4 goals when India defeated Switzerland 6-0 in the semi-final. The final match took place on 26th May, with India facing the home team of the Netherlands. The Indian team better players Firoz Khan, Ali Shaukat and Kher Singh were on the sick list, and Chand himself was ill. However, even with a selector side, India managed to defeat the hosts 3-0, with Singh scoring 2, and the Indian team won its country's first Olympic gold medal. Chand was the top scorer of the tournament, with 14 goals in 5 matches. A newspaper report about India's trumps said, "This is not a game of hockey, but magic." Dhyan Chand is in fact the magician of hockey. On returning to India, the team was received by thousands of people at the Bombay harbour, compared to the 3 people who had seen them off. Posted in Waziristan in the northwest frontier province, now in Pakistan, with his new 2x14 Punjab regiment. Chand, by now a Nayak corporal, was cut off from the IHF, Indian Hockey Federation, which was by now controlled by civilians. The inter-provincial tournament was being held to select the new Olympic team. The Indian Hockey Federation wrote to the Army Sports Control Board to grant Singh leaves to participate in the nationals. His platoon refused. Chand received news that he had been selected by the Indian Hockey Federation for the Olympic team without any formalities. The rest of his teammates, however, had to prove their skills in the inter-provincial tournament, which was won by Punjab. As such, 7 players from Punjab were selected for the Olympics team. Apart from Chand, Broom, Eric Pinniger, Leslie Hammond and Richard Allen were the other 1928 Olympians retained in the team. Chand brothers Roop Singh was also included in the squad as a left-in. Lal Saha Bukhari was selected as captain. The Olympic team then played practice matches in India before heading for Colombo. In 2 matches in Ceylon, the Olympic team beat the All Ceylon 11-20 and 10-0. Wrote one newspaper on the first match, "Perfection is perilous, for it tempts the gods." For once, this was proved wrong, for even the god of weather paid tribute to the genius of the Indian players. Rain clouds, which had threatened to ruin the game, vanished into the blue, and thousands of spectators spent a happy hour marveling at the incomparable artistry of the Indian team. The India team set sail for San Francisco on 30th May and arrived on 6th July. They reached Los Angeles 3 weeks before the opening ceremony of the Olympics, which took place on 30th July. On 4th August 1932, India played its first match against Japan and won 11 by 1. Chand, Roop Singh, Gurmeet Singh each scored thrice, and Dekekar once. In the final of 11th August, India played against Ours USA. India won 24 by 1, a world record at that time, until it was broken in 2003, and once again clinched the gold medal. Chand scored 8 times, Roop Singh 10, Gurmeet Singh 5, and Peninjar once. In fact, Chand, along with his brother Roop, scored 25 out of the 35 goals scored by India. This led to them being dubbed the Hockey Twins. Once Los Angeles newspaper wrote the All India field hockey team, which G.D. Sondhi brought to Los Angeles to defend their 1928 Olympic titles, was like a typhoon out of the east. They trampled under their feet and all but soared out of the Olympic Stadium. The 11 players representing the United States. The team then embarked on a tour of the United States. They played a match on 20th August against a United States 11, almost the same team that they had faced in Los Angeles. Even after learning its second keeper, Arthur Hind, for half the team won 24 by 1. After setting sail from New York, the team arrived at England. Then embarked on a hectic tour, playing 9 matches in various countries in a fortnight. Commencing on 2nd September, they played 4 international against the Netherlands, Germany, Czechoslovakia, and Hungary. The team then reached Sri Lanka and India, playing a number of matches to pay for their expenses. At the end of the tour, India had played 37 matches, winning 34, draw 2 with 1 abandoned. Chand scored 133 of the 338 Indian goals. In India, he is often referred to as hockey ka jadugar, which translates to magician of the game of hockey. In 1933, Chand's home team, the Jhansi Heroes, he participated in and won the Bagantan Cup, which the considered the most prestigious of Indian hockey tournament. In Kolkata, the Heroes also won the Lakshmi Bai's Cup tournament, which was open only to Indian teams. In 1935, they successfully defended their Brighton Cup title, though lost the subsequent year. In December 1934, the Indian Hockey Federation decided to send a team to New Zealand in the new year. Chand and his brother were immediately selected. When the Nawab of Manavadar declined to play, Manvadar declined to play. Chand was appointed captain in the subsequent tour. The team played a total of 48 matches on this tour, with 28 in New Zealand and the remainder in India. Ceylon and Australia, India won every match, scoring 584 goals and conceding only 40 of these 48 matches. Chand played 23 and scored a total of 201 goals. Upon returning to India, Chand resumed his duties in the barracks. In December 1935, the Indian Hockey Federation decided to stage the inter-provincial tournament to select the Olympic team. Chand was again denied permission to leave his platoon, though once again he was selected without formalities. The final team assembled in Delhi on 16th June and played against the Delhi Hockey 11. Incredibly, they lost 4-1. After this inauspicious start, the team went on a successful tour of the subcontinental, finally departing for Marseilles on 27th June. They arrived on 10th July and after an uncomfortable journey in third-class compartments reached Berlin on 13th July. On 17th July, the Indian team played a practice match against Germany and lost 4-1. As such, manager Pankaj Gupta informed the Indian Hockey Federation that Ali Dara had to be sent immediately to replace the out-of-form Mirza Masood. On August 5, India won its first match against Hungary. 4-0, India won the rest of the group matches against USA 7-0, with Chand scoring 2 goals, and Japan 9-0, with Chand scoring 4. On 10th August, Ali Dara arrived. Their fourth match was the semi-finals against France, whom they defeated 10-0, with Chand scoring 4 goals. Meanwhile, Germany had beaten Denmark 6-0, beaten Afghanistan 4-1, and in the playoff had defeated the Netherlands 3-0. Thus, India and Germany were to clash in the 1936 Berlin Olympics field hockey final on August 19. Dhyan Chand scoring a goal against Germany in the 1936 Olympics hockey final. On the morning of the final, the entire team was nervous since they had been defeated the last time they had faced Germany. In the locker room, Pankaj Gupta produced a Congress tricolor reverently. The team saluted it, prayed, and marched onto the field. The German team was successful in restricting the India side to a single goal until the first interval. After the interval, the Indian team launched an all-out attack, easily defeating Germany 8-1. Incidentally, the only goal scored against India in that Olympic tournament, Chand top scored with 3 goals. Dara scored 2 and Roop Singh, Tapsel and Jafar 1 each. The International Hockey Federation records also attribute only 3 of the 8 goals to Dhyan Chand in the Berlin Olympics final. The final was included in the Leni Riefenstahl film on the 1936 Olympics. Olympia. Overall, in 3 Olympics tournaments, Chand had scored 33 goals in 12 matches. It is reported that the German leader Adolf Hitler was so impressed with Dhyan Chand's skills that he offered him German citizenship and a position of colonel in the German army, which Dhyanchand refused. After returning from Berlin, Chand joined his regiment between 1936 and the commencement of the war in 1939. He largely confined himself to army hockey with one visit to Calcutta to take part in the Bangtan Cup tournament in 1937. Before the Bangtan Cup, Chand spent 4 months in a military camp in Panchmari to attend military classes. On 16th March 1938, he was made a viceroy commissioned officers, the equivalent of the present-day junior commissioned officer with the rank of Jamadar. With the increasing need for qualified officers during wartime, he was promoted to acting Subedar by July 1942 and to the war substantive rank by early 1943. On 9th April 1943, Chand received an emergency commission as a second lieutenant in the 14th Punjab Regiment with the war substantive rank of lieutenant from the same date. Towards the closing phases of the war, Chand led an army hockey team which toured around the battlefields in Manipur, Burma, the Far East and Ceylon. When the war ended in 1945, Chand decided that the Indian hockey team needed new young players. In 1947, the Indian Hockey Federation was requested by the Asian Sports Association of East Africa to send a team to play a series of matches. The ASC made a conditions that Chand should be included in the team. Once again, Chand was chosen as captain. The team assembled in Bombay on 23rd November 1947 and reached Mombasa on 15th December and played 9 matches in British East Africa, winning all. Chand, though now in the 40s, still managed to score 61 goals in 22 matches. After returning from the East African tour in early 1948, Chand decided to gradually phase out his involvement in serious hockey. He played exhibition matches, leading a rest of India side against a state team and the 1948 Olympics team, which defeated Chand's side 2-1. Even though an aging Chand scored his side's lone goal. Chand's last match was leading the rest of India team against the Bengal side. The match ended in a draw, after which the Bengal Hockey Association organized a public function to honor Chand's services to Indian hockey. Chand continued to hold his emergency commission in the Indian Army Post Independence with the service number IEC 3526, but was apparently not granted a regular commission. In 1951, he was honored at India's National Stadium with the inaugural Dhyanchand tournament, which he attended to the admiration of the spectators. After 34 years of service, Chand retired from the Indian Army on 29th August 1956 as a lieutenant, acting captain. The government of India honored him the same year by conferring him the Padma Bhushan, India's third highest civilian honor. After retirement, he taught at coaching camps at Mount Abu, Rajasthan. Later, he accepted the position of chief hockey coach at the National Institute of Sports, Patiala, a post he held for several years. Chand spent his last days in his hometown of Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh, India. Chand died on 3rd December 1979 from liver cancer at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi. He was cremated at the Jhansi Heroes Ground in his hometown after some initial problems in getting clearance. His regiment, the Punjab Regiment, accorded him full military honors. Dhyan Chand remains a legendary figure in Indian and world hockey. His skill have been glorified in various ap- apocryphal stories and anecdotes. A number of such these revolves around the fact that Singh had an extraordinary control over dribbling the ball. Chand birthday, 29th August, is celebrated as National Sport Day in India. The president gives away sport related awards such as the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratan Award, Arjun Award, and Dronacharya Award on this day at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, India. The 20th National Award 2012, the Gem of India, awarded by the Union Minister of India, was given to Dhyan Chand. The award was received by Dhyan Chand's son, Ashok Dhyan Chand. On behalf of his deceased father, the award was given by Journalist Association of India under the flagship of Journalists Federation of India, Siri Fort Auditorium, New Delhi, India on 22nd September 2012. India's highest award for the lifetime achievement in sports is the Dhyan Chand Award, which has been awarded annually from 2002 to sporting figures who not only contribute through their performance but also contribute to the sport after their retirement. The National Stadium Delhi was renamed Dhyan Chand National Stadium in 2002 in his honor. A hostel at Aligarh Muslim University, of which he was an alumnus, has been named after him. He scored over 400 goals in his career from 1926 to 1948. An AstroTurf hockey pitch at the Indian Gymkhana Club in London has been named after Indian hockey legend Dhyan Chand. Government of India has issued a commemorative postage stamp and a first day cover in honor of Dhyan Chand. He remains the only Indian hockey player to have a stamp in his honor. Major Dhyan Chand was an Indian hockey player and the greatest hockey players in the history of the sport. He was known for his extraordinary goal scoring feats. In addition to earning the 3 Olympics gold medals in 1928, 1932 and 1936 during an era where India dominated field hockey, his influence extended beyond these victories, as India won the field hockey event in 7 out of 8 Olympics from 1928 to 1964. Known as the Wizard or the Magician of Hockey for his superb ball control, Chand played internationally from 1926 to 1949. He scored 570 goals in 185 matches. According to his autobiography goal, the Government of India awarded Chand India's third highest civilian honor of Padma Bhushan in 1956. His birthday, 29th August, is celebrated as National Sports Day in India every year.